Some pretty good health news for the Heat yesterday, for the Dolphins, yesterday. The Jalen Waddle says he's going to be good to go against the Chargers.
How about Toronto?
That was the other piece of good news. Mike McDaniel seems very optimistic that he's going to play. Said he was very close to playing this past game.
Because I got to tell you, if not for nothing, but if you were disappointed with the way the fill-ins did, don't count on Eric Fisher.
Well, it was interesting hearing him talk about Eric Fisher yesterday. It doesn't, first of all, it's not like that was an Armstead insurance policy. Well, kind of is, but it's not like they got that in reaction.
Guy.
Well, they said that they've been working on it for a couple weeks, and it basically is like, he said, the intention is to have the season longer than the regular season, seeing an opportunity to add a player of high quality with big game experience, not a reaction to Tehran as much as taking advantage of a player on the market, make sure that if anything unforeseen happens, that we can have a high quality play in the most important time of the year. So it's just like, guys got experience, plug and play.
Kind of.
In case you need him.
But his position is a premium.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's been unsigned at a premium position, what does that mean?
Well, it's his age, and didn't he have a really bad injury?
Yeah, an Achilles tear.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago.
Right. All right.
So
Achilles is nothing to be played with. And it usually starts off as a calf strain. So all the calf strains you see in sports,
tread lightly.
Tread lightly.
But it was a big news day. I mean, like that's still good news to see that Tehran's probably on his way to play, and then Waddle's good.
You knew before the season started he was going to give you 11 or 12 of the 17 games.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I think
he's really good.
Right now, it's more important.
Never knew you needed a lineman maintenance program, but he's worth it.
Lineman maintenance program.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The Orange Bowl.
What?
The Orange Bowl is like Iowa and Kentucky or some crazy.
I thought the Orange Bowl was Clemson, Tennessee.
Clemson, Tennessee.
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You're right. You haven't even eaten yet.
That's what he's thinking about right now.
I'm not thinking about that. Are we doing the bowl challenge?
I don't know.
We all got to do the bowl challenge. And what do the loser do?
I don't know.
Okay.
You think about that.
You always lose, so I'm not.
I've never lost the bowl challenge. Never lost the bowl challenge.
You've never won either. It's usually Dina.
Yeah, didn't you guys always used to lose to Dina every year?
Always lost to Dina Lang. Yeah,
every year.
You would just pick like
we lost last year to Dina Lang.
Right.
Every year we lose to her.
Yeah.
I think you got to stop inviting her because she's just gonna keep beating you guys.
The way that she chooses them too is just
it's adorable. Yeah, it's adorable. And
I've actually gone into the studio.
She's gone live doing it.
I've gone to the studio with her and recorded her picking the teams because nobody believed she was picking them. Recorded her picking them, and
still won.
Yeah,
still won.
I'm gonna consult with her.
They got pretty uniforms, like stuff like that.
I remember her saying one day, "Oh, it looks like a rainbow. I'm gonna pick this one," and I'm like,
"Yeah."
What?
Sometimes not knowing is almost better to pick these games anyway.
See, that's what they thought with me a couple years ago, and no, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah, but it's always fade you. That was the whole point.
Yes.
Texter writes in, if anybody behind Armstead hit the open market, do you think they'd get snapped up? That's what makes the Fisher chance worth taking. Because he's saying if like Brandon Shell was a free agent, he doesn't think that he would get signed.
Yeah, I see what he's saying. I mean, I get it. I understand. Look, there's anytime you can add a quality player, I say do it. My only question,
especially since Austin
double take off.
Especially since Austin Jackson's on IR, you need to replace that roster spot.
Right. I mean, you do, but I mean, all right, we'll see. Like, I hope it doesn't get to that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Right.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not like looking forward to see.
I'm
honestly not looking forward to Eric Fisher ever playing.
And right now, if I had to list the concerns I had and the things that need to be corrected, they were all centered around Tua, not the offensive line.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
The offensive line did okay. I thought
they were good enough.
Tua had his worst game as far as throwing the ball I've ever seen, and I don't know why.
Me neither. It was a weird one for sure.
But I do know this. It happens, right? I'm not going to, like the guy's been in the MVP talks all year. He had a bad game. Let's not, because here, when people don't like somebody and then he finally does that thing that you list as the reason you don't like him, how quick they're going to, see, told you.
Yeah. He's in that.
Right.
He's in that air. He's definitely
So I want him to turn it around just because one, that'll show more growth than anything.
The goalposts are continuing to get moved on him. Because people will be like, well, it has to happen in a big game. If he wins a big game, that has to happen in cold weather. If it happens in cold weather, then it has to happen in the playoffs.
His
goalposts
are getting tighter.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert's gets wider. They keep coming up with different reasons why.
Oh, I know.
His poor ribs.
Right. His ribs. His coach is failing him. They keep dropping passes.
Oh, they love blaming Staley for everything.
Yeah, they do. I know Staley had like a run. People liked him for like 3 weeks. And then
he cost them the playoffs, and they're like, this guy's a bum.
They hate him now. You think that'll happen with McCochin? I couldn't ever see myself hating McCochin.
You know why?
I love him.
Because his personality is such that he's always upfront. He tries to answer all the questions.
Yep.
If he's not going to give you an answer, he will tell you. So you don't have to and I think, I think the media appreciates that.
We will hear from McCochin coming on up as he has his thoughts on Justin Herbert going into this game. Back after this. Let's hear a little bit from Mike McDaniel taking on the Chargers this week.
Do we have enough time?
I think so. Okay. I think we're cleared out. He can go. He was asked about Justin Herbert's arm going into this week. Here's what Mike McDaniel had to say.
To answer your question, he does have an arm. I believe 2 of them. And it is strong. I'm not sure how much he can curl, but he can throw the ball far.
That probably has to be one of my favorite things he's ever said.
That's perfect. That's like, you know what he's basically saying? Who would ask that dumb question? He's in the NFL. So he found a creative way to say, what a stupid question.
He's got 2.
He's got an arm.
To answer your question, he does have an arm. I believe 2 of them. And it is strong. I'm not sure how much he can curl, but he can throw the ball far.
That's fun. You know what? Ramble all you want. And here's the funny thing about it. While we all think, or some people think he's cuckoo, he's actually so smart. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He's witty. He's a witty guy.
Right.
He's a witty guy. I love that. I ruined fools. Let's put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he can curl, but he can throw the ball far.
You think like he plans these out? Like someone's gonna ask me a dumb question.
They definitely get
clever on the spot.
They definitely get prepped.
I think he's clever on the spot. Yes, because he rambles a lot.
Yeah, no. I actually think he gives, I think he tries to give very thoughtful answers. It's just sometimes listening to he goes everywhere. He tries.
Well, here's what he does. He tries. If you ask him the simplest of questions,
you're gonna be a wise ass.
He tries to answer not only that question, but all the follow-up questions that could come with the one answer. So when you get lost, you might have to circle back and go, oh, I was going to ask that question.
Yeah.
So that's why it sometimes seems like he's thinking and he's plotting an answer. Yeah, I like it. Can't listen to it all day, but I enjoy it.
Here's a little bit more of him on the matchup against the Chargers quarterback.
Great challenge because he's the type of player that you play, down the stretch and in elimination games that you don't have any choice but to do your best to make sure that he doesn't beat you by himself and make sure that you force the receivers and all the eligibles to get open in regular timing of the play, and you force coverage to work for the pass rush as well, where coverage is tight so that he has to try to extend plays, and you're consistent and your rush line integrity is strong. So very, very good player, challenging player that our guys will be up for and excited for the test.
I like it. He's basically calling Justin Herbert a sparring partner. Not the real test, but a test for the test.
Only you could get that out of that conversation.
What'd you get out of it?
Huh?
What'd you get out of it? You don't agree with what I said?
No, it's just another way of him just basically giving a couple of flowers to Justin Herbert.
Yeah, kind of.
Trying to be nice.
But also, he knows he ain't facing. They're not facing them in the playoffs, so it gets us ready for the playoffs. A test before the test. A pop quiz, if you will.
Can I just tell you, under no circumstances in my life do I want you translating anything outside of MMA?
Why?
Because you're always wrong. You're way off.
What do you mean?
Like if you like Coach McDaniel enjoys people like you translating his work
I agree.
because it's so off.
No, I'm spot on, dude.
What was he saying about Justin Herbert again?
He was saying that basically he's a sparring partner. He's the kind of quarterback we may face when the games are elimination games. So what he's saying is the test before the test. Sparring match. You know, when you take on a fighter, you take on that type of fighter, but you're not taking on that fighter. See, talking MMA now, you know?
So you calling him a tomato can?
Kind of. Not a tomato can. I think he's a sparring partner. Like he's like a contender. That's what they do.
This just in. Tobin calls Justin Herbert a tomato can.
I didn't call him a tomato can.
I mean, a sparring partner means that you ain't good enough to make your own money.
I didn't say that. McCochin said that.
He didn't say he was a sparring partner.
Dude, he basically said he was.
That's what I mean. Don't translate for me.
Basically said that.
He basically
That's
said
his,
that,
that's his
though.
outlier.
But he did.
No, you always say that. You know what else is your other
It's like
good line?
he says one thing, but he basically said this.
You know what his other line is? So you agree with me? Samesies. Like, no, it's not.
Hold on. I don't understand. So what do you think he said? You just thought he was giving him props?
I just think he was trying to be nice to Justin Herbert while not giving any bulletin board material and answering the question all at the same time.
Right. But with the words that he said, kind of said he's the test before the test.
Now you're going to take words literally and not read way too far into them. Now we're doing this. You're the guy who reads everything way too far.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to take this as exactly what he said.
I just think that's what he's alluding to. Like, he doesn't think that he's the real deal, but it's a nice test.
What did you eat for breakfast this morning?
I didn't have breakfast this morning. I had a cup of coffee.
That's what it is.
So you got me that delicious meatball sub. Thank you.
I'll tell you what.
I know you seem disappointed. I offered you the meatball sub because you were upset.
Yeah, do you want my half? Because I still have a half here.
No, I'm good. I didn't.
There's nothing quite like getting a disappointing lunch, getting duped by a picture.
I know. That picture looked delicious, but it was dry.
You a big reviews guy, or you always go by picture?
It had one.
It only had one review?
I looked at the pictures. You could get me with some pictures.
Yeah.
Look at that. It looked tasty.
Which is kind of like what Justin Herbert is. He's like a picture on Uber Eats. He looks delicious. But he's kind of a dry sub.
I will admit that's impressive. How you just turned it into what we were talking about.
Appropriately, the damage is done, my friend. Who's next?
Now we got a bid for this?